An Amtrak train derailed this afternoon near Emporia, sending at least 24 passengers to several hospitals. We'll have the story. Should the federal government get involved in the Alaskan oil cleanup? The Coast Guard says no. We'll tell you why.
This is Mike Russell. Everyone seems to be confused about the reasons why, but the fact of the matter is gas prices are increasing in Hampton Roads. The story coming up.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ed Hughes. The full report next on Live at 5.
Paul Trible has accomplished much for families across the entire state of Virginia. Better health care and housing for seniors, tens of thousands of shipbuilding jobs, more funding for education and transportation, tougher drug laws, flood control, and a cleaner Chesapeake Bay. As prosecutor, congressman, and senator, Paul Trible has the proven courage to lead Virginia into the future. Experienced, hard-working, trustworthy, Paul Trible for governor, getting things done for all Virginians.
We help you grow wise. Milorganite in your participating Growise Center, where this week's Wise Buy is Milorganite Organic Fertilizer, the brand golf courses and professional landscapers use for super lawns and shrubs. Regularly $9.99, a Wise Buy at $6.99. Hurry in today. Shop your Growise Center for quality, advice, and value. Growise has the answers.
Shop Robbins Corner Garden Center, Virginia Beach, Timberlake Nursery and Greenhouses, Chesapeake, at Virginia Beach Feed and Seed, Virginia Beach.
Welcome to Live at 5. An Amtrak train is wrecked in Skippers, Virginia, just south of Emporia. 24 people with minor injuries have been taken to Greensville Memorial Hospital and Halifax Memorial Hospital in Roanoke Rapids. The northbound Silver Star train with 519 passengers aboard derailed just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Reports from the scene say there are no life-threatening injuries. The train's 2 engines and 8 of the 18 cars derailed. And for an update now on the injured, we talk live by telephone to Dave Magruder. He's located at Greensville Memorial Hospital. Dave, can you hear me all right?
Yes, I hear you fine, Ed.
All right, just how many passengers have you got there? And I understand you also have the train engineer who was injured. What's the story?
We do have the engineer, and we have treated 14 patients here at the hospital from the accident. We have some others who have come in, the family members, and we're trying still to assess the exact number that we have. But none of the injuries have been what we would call serious, non-life-threatening. We are in the process of transferring one of the patients up to MCV because of a back injury.
All right, what have you got? Cuts, bruises, broken bones, that sort of thing?
Yeah, that type of thing, and the complaint of the neck and back injury, which is real common when you have the sudden jolt.
What about the train engineer? Did you get a chance to talk to him at all?
No, I haven't. I've been so busy trying to collect information on who we have and how many people we have, and also just the extent of what injuries we know so far. But we're still in the process of assessing a lot of the injuries.
Okay, from your standpoint there at the hospital, everything under control?
Yes.
All right, good. All right, that was Dave Magruder talking to him live by telephone from Greensville Memorial Hospital. We'll have an update on this story for you tonight at 6. Well, the Navy tonight says it's done a second drug test for a Navy man who says he's been unjustly accused of drug abuse. News 3 military reporter Betty Francis is here now and has the results of the test in this exclusive report.
Ed, the results are not good news for hospital corpsman Walter Allen. Last week we told you that Allen tested positive for marijuana use in a drug test that was taken last fall. Now the Navy says it's retested, and for the second time the test came back positive for drug use. The hospital corpsman who works at the Portsmouth Naval Hospital says the results of this second drug test are also false. Allen says he asked the Navy to do a second drug test last fall, but was told his urine sample had been destroyed. And he says he has proof that the original sample was mishandled.
Most definitely there is a breach in the chain of custody, and that has been proven.
That proof, Allen says, came at an administrative discharge hearing where the Navy's own drug expert testified that there was reason to believe the urine sample tested was not Allen's. The Navy says it stands behind the results of both drug tests, and Allen says his commanding officer refuses to believe he's innocent.
He just basically told me that he didn't believe what I said and didn't believe the recommendations that I had on board, and that was his final decision.
But now the Navy says it will not discharge Allen. But Allen will be transferred to another command and stripped of his hospital corpsman rating.
I'm frustrated by that, and frustrated when you're proving yourself innocent, which, you know, was very hard to do, that you still have to accept these type of things and nothing seems to get done.
Allen says he may have one final appeal, but most likely will be out of the service before that appeal can be decided. Well, tonight, the Navy is continuing its investigation of a sailor accused in the scalding death of a fellow worker. Last January, fireman John Young was cleaning out a boiler on the ship Detroit when steam was allowed to flow from one boiler to the one he was in. 2 sailors are facing criminal charges in the death, and today, at an Article 32 hearing, boiler technician Danny Wayman was accused of being an accessory to involuntary manslaughter, dereliction of duty, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy to obstruct justice. The Navy says he knew a mistake had been made that led to the death of Young, but he tried to cover it up. And Ed, the second sailor that's accused in that case is also facing charges of involuntary manslaughter.
All right, Article 32, what is that equivalent to in civilian terms?
In civilian life, it's like having a preliminary hearing and a grand jury hearing together.
All right, thank you very much. There was a minor fire in a storage locker on board the Norfolk-based aircraft carrier Coral Sea. It resulted in minor damage, and several sailors were treated for smoke inhalation. Quick response by damage control units prevented the fire from causing any considerable damage. The ship was operating off the Virginia coast when the fire broke out sometime yesterday. Bail for the captain of the Exxon Valdez has been reduced from $1 million to $25,000. New York judge said the $1 million bail for Joseph Hazelwood was not commensurate with the seriousness of the crime or the effect of the crime on the community. Meanwhile, angry state officials have asked the Coast Guard to take over the cleanup of the spill along the Alaskan coast. The tanker was freed from the reef 25 miles outside Valdez, then slowly moved to a remote area 30 miles away. The ship had to evade thousands of icebergs, some as big as houses. Officials and fishermen still say Exxon is not moving fast enough to clean up the spill. And at hearings today in Washington, Coast Guard Commandant Paul Yost said it boils down to dollars and cents. He said the oil liability fund is now down to $3 or $4 million, but Exxon is prepared to underwrite the entire cost.
We're looking at a corporate giant who has been a good corporate citizen in their response so far, willing to open their checkbook, put no limits on it. I would be very reluctant to federalize this bill with $4 million in my pocket when I know that we're spending over $100 million a day.
It was also reported today that the captain had put the ship on automatic pilot without telling the third mate. The report says the ship was placed on a collision course with the underwater reef. The FBI is now considering felony charges against Captain Hazelwood for violating the Clean Water Act. In the wake of the oil spill, 2 major oil companies are limiting gas deliveries to distributors in western states. Shell and Chevron say the limits are aimed at preventing gas hoarding. One spokesman says this is the first time gas rationing since the Arab oil embargo in the 70s. Well, what's been happening at the gas pump this week reminds us of the 1970s, wild price swings and lots of angry customers. The oil industry says OPEC production cuts combined with the Alaskan oil spill and the summer driving season are pushing the prices up. But as News 3's Mike Russell reports, customers aren't buying that explanation.
Gas prices are jumping in Hampton Roads, with some stations imposing daily or weekly increases. Prices have risen more than a penny a day for the past week at some stations. How are gas stations handling price increases from suppliers?
They're passing it on.
You have no choice?
No choice. Just pass the increases on to the customer.
We've been trying to hold our prices down to be competitive with the downtown area, but we also have to have enough margin that we don't have to close our doors also.
Customers are confused about the higher gas prices.
It has nothing to do with the tanker. It has to do with business. People just take advantage of any situation they can to raise the prices. Oil companies are the worst people in the world to do it.
And paying more, yes.
Just noticed it, huh?
Just noticed, yes.
Well, what's your reaction to that?
Well, I'm pretty ticked off.
No one knows how long the gas prices will increase. The best advice at this point is to do some comparative shopping because gas prices differ greatly from block to block. In Norfolk, Mike Russell, News 3.
Eastern Airlines is new owners tonight, an investment group led by Peter Uberoff and the airline's employees. Now, the deal was finalized today. The price tag, more than $460 million, and the strike-crippled carrier employees will get a major share of the company. Now, the transaction is subject to approval by Eastern's creditors and bankruptcy court, but Eastern's current owner, Frank Lorenzo, said today the financial deal will put Eastern back in the air very soon. Well, coming up on Live at 5, April showers and chilly temperatures. Andy has the forecast when we come back.
How much did you pay for your car? 5, 10, 15,000? Well, get back 100% of your car's value. Hale Auto Mall will pay you 100% of your trade's value as listed in the NADA book towards new 89s, Jeeps, Hondas, Pontiacs, Eagles, GMC trucks. You'll still get 2.9% factory financing. Hale Auto Mall's 100% trade-in sale.
Hi.
Henry Block talks with concerned taxpayers.
After these sweeping tax changes we've had in the last couple of years, everybody's asking questions. They really don't understand what all the changes mean to them.
Hey, we weren't aware of these returns that we had coming to us. We didn't know.
They were very informative, very relaxed. They explained every step.
I wouldn't switch for nobody.
Join us at H&R Block and get the maximum refund you're entitled to.
I think it's great.
Well,
and now keep on coming.
Here you are, $4 coupons to King's Dominion. We're gonna fly in a sky pilot?
Yeah. Climb, dive, roll a 360.
How about shockwave, stand-up roller coaster?
Whoa, and the avalanche bobsled.
Then bring your 35mm film to People's for new 4x6 jumbo prints. They're 37% bigger. Two great choices, same low price.
Bring your film to People's Drug.
And pick up $4 coupons to King's Dominion.
On the next Cosby Show, Claire's down.
Is it broken? Snappo!
But not out.
Thursday at 5:30 on TV3.